Welcome back to Channel Value $quarter Your life is this we've diving into the fascinating world of Sacagawea. Value iconic design story hidden treasures as we explore the most valuable and expensive and ultra-rare U.S. $quarter coins. Top 4 Sacagawea coins. History of coins. Shocking of America coins and different color shade coin. Collector and investor £1 coins. Dirty condition. Seemingly ordinary coins could be worth thousands or even lions of dollars today, so before you spend that old, stick around because you might be holding a fortune in your hands. First up, 1 coins. The Spanish 50 euro cent coin dated 1999 is an important early euro coin and is especially interesting because it belongs to the first generation of euro coins issued by Spain. Although the euro currency officially entered circulation as physical coins and banknotes in 2002. The date 1999 appears on many early euro coins because the euro project had already been established and the first coins were prepared and struck during the transition period. The Spanish 50-cent coin is immediately recognizable because its national design features Miguel de Cervantes, one of the greatest writers in Spanish and world literature. Cervantes is best known as the author of Don Quixote, a work widely regarded as one of the most influential novels ever written. His appearance on the 50-cent coin gives the coin a strong cultural and historical identity, linking Spain's modern European currency with its literary heritage. The obverse of the coin, which is the national side, shows a portrait of Miguel de Cervantes facing toward the left. Around the design are inscriptions associated with Spain, including the name España, while the date 1999 identifies the year connected with the coin issue. The European side of the coin shows the common euro design used for the denomination, including a map of Europe and the denomination, 50 euro cent. The coin has the standard specifications of a euro 50-cent piece. It is made from Nordic gold, a copper-colored alloy that gives it its distinctive golden appearance. Has a diameter of approximately 24.25 millimeters, weighs approximately 7.80 grams, and has a thickness of about 2.38 millimeters. Its edge is distinctively shaped with fine irregular or scalloped features, which helps distinguish it from some other euro denominations. The use of Nordic gold does not mean that the coin contains real gold. The name refers to the alloy and its color rather than to precious metal content. The 1999 date is particularly significant to collectors because it represents the beginning of the euro coin era. Spain was one of the countries that adopted the euro as part of the original group of participating European nations, and the 1999 date is therefore associated with the historic transition from the Spanish peseta to the new common European currency. For many collectors, the coin represents the moment when national monetary history began to merge with the wider European project. Before the euro, Spain used the peseta for many decades, and the introduction of the euro created a major change in everyday life, commerce, banking, and collecting. A coin such as the 1999 Spanish 50 euro cent therefore has both a monetary story and a historical story. Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra was born in 1547 and died in 1616. He lived during Spain's Golden Age, a period of extraordinary cultural achievement in literature, art, and intellectual life. His most famous work, the ingenious Hidalgo Don Quixote of La Mancha, commonly known simply as Don Quixote, was published in 2 parts, with the first part appearing in 1605 and the second in 1615. The novel follows the adventures of Alonso Quixano, a man who becomes so fascinated by stories of chivalry that he begins to believe himself to be a knight and takes the name Don Quixote. Accompanied by his practical companion Sancho Panza, Don Quixote travels through the Spanish countryside and interprets ordinary events through the imaginative world of medieval romance. The famous episode involving windmills has become a universal symbol of the conflict between imagination and reality. Cervantes' work is much more than a humorous adventure story, however. It explores idealism, reality, identity, social class, friendship, storytelling, and the power of imagination. Because of this immense literary importance, Cervantes became an ideal figure to represent Spain on a euro coin. The 50-cent denomination is therefore not simply a piece of money. It is also a small cultural monument to one of Spain's most famous historical figures. The design of the Cervantes 50-cent coin is also interesting from a numismatic point of view. Spanish euro coins were designed with different national themes for different denominations. The 1 and 2 euro coins feature King Juan Carlos I on the early issues, while the 50, 20, and 10-cent coins use important figures and symbols from Spanish history and culture. The 50-cent denomination was chosen for Cervantes, creating a direct connection between the coin and Spanish literature. This system allowed Spain to maintain a national identity within the euro currency while still using the common European side shared by all euro area countries. Every Spanish euro coin therefore combines two identities, the common European identity on one side and a specifically Spanish national identity on the other. The Cervantes design is one of the clearest examples of this idea because it presents a famous Spanish cultural figure, rather than a purely political or architectural symbol. A collector examining a 1999 Spanish 50-cent coin should look carefully at its condition. Coins in ordinary circulated condition may show scratches, small marks, dulling, and wear on the portrait and lettering. A coin that has spent many years in circulation may have a darker or less bright appearance, especially around the raised parts of the design. A coin in uncirculated condition, by contrast, may retain much of its original mint luster and sharp detail. The condition of a coin is usually one of the most important factors in determining its collector interest. Terms such as circulated, very fine, extremely fine, about uncirculated, and uncirculated are used by collectors and professional graders to describe condition. A coin with the same date and design can have very different collector appeal depending on how well it has survived. Small details such as the sharpness of Cervantes' portrait, the clarity of the date, the condition of the lettering, and the presence or absence of scratches can all influence how collectors view the piece. It is important to understand that a coin being old does not automatically make it rare or extremely valuable. The 1999 Spanish 50-cent coin is historically interesting because it is an early euro issue, but many examples were produced for circulation. Therefore, the date alone usually does not make an ordinary circulated example a valuable rarity. The actual market value depends on several factors, including the exact mint or production details, the number of coins made, the condition, whether the coin has an unusual minting error, and current collector demand. A normal circulated example may commonly be worth close to its face value, although its value can be higher in particularly attractive condition or in certain specialized collecting markets. Coins that have major genuine errors, unusual varieties, or exceptional preservation may attract greater interest. However, collectors should be careful because many marks that appear to be errors are simply damage caused after the coin left the mint. Scratches, dents, discoloration, stains, and damage from machines are not necessarily mint errors. The Spanish 50-cent coin also demonstrates how euro coin collecting works. Euro coins are collected by country, denomination, year, mint mark, design type, and sometimes by special varieties. A collector might try to assemble a complete collection of Spanish euro coins from 1999 onward. A complete collection of 50-cent coins from every euro area country. Or a collection of all national designs issued during the first euro period. Because the common side of the coin is shared across participating countries, the national side becomes especially important to collectors. The Cervantes design is therefore instantly recognizable as Spanish. Collectors may compare the Spanish 50-cent piece with 50-cent coins from countries such as France, Italy, Germany, Portugal, Greece, Ireland, or Austria, each of which uses a different national design. This makes euro collecting accessible and educational because one can learn about European history, geography, art, architecture, literature, and politics through ordinary coins. The 1999 date also has a special historical context. During the late 1990s, European countries were preparing for the creation of the single currency. The euro was introduced as an accounting and financial currency in 1999. while euro coins and banknotes entered everyday physical circulation in 2002. This explains why a person may find a coin dated 1999 even though they remember using euro coins only after 2002. The early dates are connected with the preparation and initial issue of the currency. The transition from national currencies to the euro was one of the largest monetary changes in modern European history. For Spain, this meant the eventual replacement of the peseta. The euro 50-cent coin thus belongs to a period of transformation when Spain's traditional monetary system was being replaced by a shared currency used across much of Europe. From a physical perspective, the coin's Nordic gold composition gives it a warm yellow gold appearance. Many people mistakenly believe that golden-colored euro coins contain gold, but this is not the case. Nordic gold is an alloy designed for durability, appearance, and practical use. The 50-cent coin is larger and heavier than the 10 and 20-cent coins, making it easy to identify by touch and size. The edge design also contributes to its identity. The coin was designed for practical circulation, and its dimensions and appearance allow people to distinguish it from other denominations. The national side with Cervantes adds an artistic element to an object that is otherwise used for everyday transactions. The portrait of Cervantes is particularly meaningful because literature is one of the most important parts of Spain's global cultural influence. Cervantes' influence extends far beyond Spain. Don Quixote has been translated into numerous languages and has inspired writers, artists, musicians, filmmakers, and scholars around the world. The character of Don Quixote has become part of international culture. By placing Cervantes on a circulating coin, Spain effectively placed a piece of its literary history into the hands of millions of people. A person buying bread, paying for a drink, or receiving change could unknowingly handle a coin bearing the likeness of one of the most important writers in world history. This is one of the fascinating aspects of coin collecting. Ordinary objects can carry extraordinary historical stories. For collectors, authentication is important. A genuine Spanish 1999 50-cent coin should have the correct dimensions, weight, metal appearance, design details, lettering, and edge characteristics. If a coin appears unusually light, has strange lettering, unusual metal color, or a design that seems different from known examples, it may require closer examination. Some modern coins are copied or altered, although ordinary common euro coins are generally less likely to be counterfeited than high-value rare coins. A digital scale accurate to at least a tenth of a gram and a digital caliper can help collectors check basic specifications. However, measurements alone do not prove authenticity, and serious questions should be examined by an experienced numismatist or professional grading service. The condition of the coin should also be assessed without cleaning it. Many new collectors make the mistake of polishing old coins to make them look brighter. This can reduce collector appeal because cleaning may leave scratches or remove the original surface. A natural patina or darkening is often preferable to artificial polishing. Collectors generally recommend handling coins by their edges rather than touching the main surfaces with bare fingers, especially when preserving high-grade examples. Oils and moisture from the skin can affect the surface over time. For an ordinary circulated 1999 Spanish 50-cent coin, careful storage in a coin holder, capsule, or suitable album is usually enough. Avoid storing coins in materials that can react chemically with metal or trap moisture. The coin's value should be considered in several categories. Its face value is 50 euro cents. Its collector value may be slightly above face value depending on condition, demand, and market circumstances. A high-grade example can be more desirable than a heavily circulated example. A genuine mint error can potentially be more valuable, but the error must be identified correctly. For example, an obvious striking error created during the minting process may interest collectors, while a scratch made by a vending machine or another coin after production is simply damage. This distinction is very important. Online listings sometimes show ordinary coins at extremely high asking prices, but an asking price is not the same as a confirmed selling price. To determine realistic value, collectors should compare actual completed sales, consult reputable catalogs, and seek opinions from experienced numismatists. The 1999 Spanish Cervantes 50-cent coin is therefore best understood as a combination of history, literature, monetary change, and numismatics. It is a coin from the beginning of the Euro era. It represents Spain through one of its greatest writers, and it reflects the country's transition into the European monetary system. Even if an ordinary example is not rare, it remains an important piece for anyone interested in Euro history. The coin can be placed into a collection of Spanish currency, early Euro issues, literary figures on coins, or European circulating money. Its small size does not reduce its historical importance. In fact, one of the great pleasures of coin collecting is discovering how much information can be connected to a small object that may have passed through hundreds of hands. When examining a 1999 Spanish 50-cent Cervantes coin, a collector should record the date, country, denomination, visible design, condition, weight, diameter, edge appearance, and any unusual features. The coin should be photographed clearly on both sides, ideally in natural or neutral lighting. Without excessive editing, the photographs can then be compared with trusted references and other examples. If the coin has a specific feature that appears unusual, such as an apparent doubled design, missing detail, unusual metal color, off-center strike, or abnormal edge, it should be examined carefully before claiming that it is a valuable error. Professional opinions can be especially useful for rare or unusual pieces. In conclusion, the Spanish 50-euro-cent coin dated 1999 featuring Miguel de Cervantes is a fascinating early euro coin with strong cultural significance. Its most important feature is the connection between modern European currency and Spain's literary heritage. Cervantes, remembered worldwide for Don Quixote, gives the coin a unique identity and makes it more than a simple piece of change. The 1999 date connects it to the beginning of the Euro era and the historic transition away from national currencies, such as the Spanish peseta. The coin's Nordic gold composition, standard 50-cent specifications, distinctive edge, and Spanish national design make it an interesting object for both beginners and experienced collectors. Its financial value depends primarily on condition, rarity, varieties, errors, and market demand rather than on the date alone. Nevertheless, its historical and educational value is considerable. Every example tells a story about Spain, Europe, literature, technology, currency, and the changing nature of money. For a collector, holding this small coin is like holding a miniature piece of the next top. The 2000 French 50-euro-cent coin is an interesting and historically important early euro coin, especially because it belongs to the first generation of euro coins produced during the creation of the common European currency. The letters RF on the French national side stand for République Française, meaning French Republic, and identify the coin as French. The coin is part of the original euro coin series prepared during the transition from national currencies to the euro. Although physical euro coins and banknotes entered everyday circulation in 2002, the date 2000 appears on early euro coins because the euro system was already being established and coins were being produced before people began using them in daily transactions. This makes the 2000 French 50-cent coin a fascinating piece of European monetary history. It represents a period when France was moving away from the French franc and preparing to become part of a new monetary system shared by many European countries. The French 50-euro-cent coin has a distinctive national design created by the artist Joaquin Jiménez. The design shows a stylized image of a sower, or la semeuse, a famous French symbol that has appeared on French coins for many years. The sower is shown walking and sowing seeds, with flowing hair and a dynamic posture. The image represents France, agriculture, growth, progress, and the idea of sowing the future. The design is especially meaningful because the sower had already been used on French currency before the euro. By continuing this image on the euro coin, France created a direct connection between its old national monetary tradition and its new European currency. The coin therefore combines a familiar French national symbol with the modern common currency of Europe. The inscription, RF, is one of the most important details on the French national side. These letters are an abbreviation for République Française. France has used the abbreviation RF on many coins and official objects, and it is a simple way of identifying the French Republic. On the 2050-cent coin, the RF inscription is part of the national design and confirms the coin's French origin. The national side also includes the date 2000 and other design elements associated with the French Republic. Depending on the exact variety and production details, collectors may also examine small symbols, mint marks, and engraver marks near the design. These tiny details can be important in numismatics because they may identify the mint, the designer, or the official responsible for the production of the coin. The common European side of the coin displays the denomination, 50 euro cent, and a map representing Europe. The common side was designed for all Euro countries, although the exact appearance changed slightly over different periods as the European map design was updated. This shared side demonstrates the central idea of the Euro. Different countries could maintain their own national identity on one side while using a common European currency on the other. The French side shows the SOR and the letters RF, while the other side connects the coin to the broader European monetary system. This combination makes Euro coins especially popular with collectors because every coin has both a national identity and a European identity. The 2000 date is particularly significant because it places the coin within the early history of the Euro. The Euro was introduced as an official accounting currency in 1999. And the first physical Euro coins and banknotes entered circulation in 2002. During the years before 2002, Euro coins were manufactured and prepared so that the currency could be introduced smoothly. France was one of the original countries involved in the Euro project. The change from the French franc to the Euro was a major event in French economic and social history. For generations, French people had used francs, and suddenly the country was preparing to use a common currency shared with neighboring countries. The 2000 French 50-cent coin therefore belongs to the transitional period before the public began carrying Euro coins in their pockets. The coin is made from Nordic gold, a copper-colored alloy used for Euro 10, 20, and 50-cent coins. Despite its golden color, Nordic gold does not contain actual gold in the sense of a precious metal coin. It is an alloy chosen for durability, appearance, and resistance to ordinary circulation wear. The standard 50-cent Euro coin has a diameter of approximately 24.25 millimeters, a weight of approximately 7.80 grams, and a thickness of about 2.38 millimeters. It has a distinctive edge design that helps people identify the denomination by touch and appearance. The coin's golden color, relatively large size, and edge characteristics make it easy to distinguish from the smaller 10 and 20-cent coins. The SOR design has a long history in French numismatics. The original Samuse image became famous on French coins during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The figure represents a woman sowing seeds, and the image has often been interpreted as a symbol of the French Republic, the future, progress, and the continuation of life. When the euro was introduced, France chose to preserve this national symbol on its 10, 20, and 50-cent coins. The design was modernized for the Euro series, but its connection with French history remained clear. This is one of the reasons the French 50-cent coin is so recognizable to collectors. Instead of choosing a completely new image, France used a familiar national symbol that had already been associated with French money for generations. The artist Joaquin Jimenez played an important role in the design of French euro coins. His work helped create the modern appearance of the French 10, 20, and 50-cent coins. The SOR is not a photographic portrait but an artistic representation. The figure appears energetic and forward-moving, which fits the idea of a nation moving into a new European era. The design can be viewed symbolically. The SOR plants seeds for the future just as the Euro project was planting the foundations of a new monetary system. The use of an old French symbol on a new euro coin created a bridge between the past and the future. For coin collectors, the 2000 French 50-cent coin can be interesting for several different reasons. Some collectors focus on early euro coins and try to collect examples from the years before physical circulation began. Others collect every French euro denomination by year. Some specialize in coins featuring national symbols such as the SOR. Others collect coins connected to the history of European monetary integration. A single coin can therefore belong to many different collecting themes. The 2000 date makes it especially suitable for an early euro collection. However, it is important to understand the difference between historical interest and high monetary value. A coin can be historically important without being rare or extremely expensive. The 2000 French 50-cent coin was produced in significant quantities for the euro project. And ordinary examples are generally not automatically valuable simply because they have the date 2000. The value of a particular example depends on factors such as the exact issue, production details, condition, rarity, demand, and whether the coin has a genuine minting error. A heavily circulated example may have limited value above its face value, while a beautifully preserved example or a recognized variety may be more desirable to collectors. Condition is one of the most important factors in evaluating a coin. A circulated coin may have scratches, small dents, surface marks, discoloration, and wear on the raised parts of the SOR design. The details of the figure may become less sharp after years of use. The date and letters may also show signs of wear. A coin in uncirculated condition, on the other hand, may still have its original mint luster and sharp details. Collectors often use grades such as good, very fine, extremely fine. About uncirculated and uncirculated, although grading systems and terminology can vary. Professional grading companies may assign numerical grades to especially valuable coins. The surface of a coin can tell a story about its life. A coin that has been used frequently may have passed through thousands of transactions. It may have been carried in pockets, placed in cash registers, dropped on the ground, handled by vending machines, and mixed with coins from many different countries. Each mark may reflect part of its journey. A 2000 French 50-cent coin might have been produced during the preparation of the euro, stored for a period before the currency launch, and then eventually entered circulation. This long journey makes even an ordinary coin interesting from a historical perspective. Collectors should avoid cleaning coins aggressively. A common mistake is to use polish, chemicals, abrasive materials, or household cleaners to make a coin appear brighter. Although the coin may look shiny afterward, cleaning can damage the original surface and reduce its desirability to collectors. A natural surface is usually preferred. If a coin is dirty, gentle handling and proper storage are generally better than polishing. Coins should ideally be stored in holders, albums, capsules, or other materials designed for numismatic use. They should be kept away from excessive moisture, harsh chemicals, and materials that may react with metal. The letters RF deserve special attention because they are an important national identifier. République Française is the official French name of the French Republic. On coins, the abbreviation RF acts as a compact national signature. It tells the viewer that the coin belongs to France. This is especially useful in the euro system because many countries use the same denominations and common European side. When a collector sees the SOR design and RF inscription, the French origin is immediately clear. The combination of the national design and the RF abbreviation gives the coin a strong connection to French identity. The French Euro series also demonstrates how national traditions survived the introduction of the euro. Some people initially worried that the common currency might weaken national identity. The design system provided a solution. Each participating country could use its own national imagery on the national side of its coins. France chose important symbols connected with its history and culture. The SOR continued on the smaller cent denominations, while other French euro coins used symbols such as the tree of life and images connected with French history. This means that even though the coins could be used throughout the euro area, the designs still told people where they came from. The year 2000 was an important period in Europe. The European Union was continuing its movement toward closer economic cooperation, and the euro was preparing to become a physical reality. The creation of a single currency required enormous planning. Countries had to produce billions of coins and banknotes, establish banking systems, prepare businesses, update cash registers, educate the public, and organize the exchange of national currencies. The 2000 French 50-cent coin is part of this enormous preparation. It is a small physical object connected to one of the largest monetary changes in modern European history. For someone who finds a 2000 French 50-cent coin today, the first step should be identification. Confirm that the coin is French by checking the SOR design and the RF marking. Confirm the denomination as 50 euro cents and the date as 2000. Then examine the coin's condition. Look at both sides under good lighting. Check the SOR's details, the date, the letters, the common European design, and the edge. If there is a strange feature, photograph it clearly and compare it with known examples. A coin that appears unusual may simply have suffered damage after leaving the mint, so careful analysis is necessary. Possible minting errors can be interesting to collectors. Examples of genuine errors may include off-center strikes, major die breaks, wrong planchets, double strikes, or other abnormalities created during the minting process. However, the next top. The Spanish 50 euro cent coin dated 2001 is a fascinating piece of early euro history and an important example of Spain's national identity within the common European currency. This coin belongs to the first generation of euro coins created during the transition from national currencies to the euro. The 2001 date is especially interesting because physical euro coins and banknotes did not enter general circulation until 2002, meaning that a coin dated 2001 belongs to the preparation period immediately before the euro became everyday money. Spain was one of the original countries that adopted the euro, and the introduction of the new currency represented a major change from the Spanish peseta to a shared European monetary system. On the national side of the coin is the famous Spanish writer Miguel de Cervantes, best known throughout the world as the author of Don Quixote. Because of this design, the coin is not only a monetary object but also a small tribute to Spanish literature, history, culture, and European integration. The 2001 Spanish 50-cent coin is one of the denominations in Spain's original euro coin series. Spain chose different national themes for its different euro denominations. The 1 and 2 euro coins featured the Spanish monarch on the early issues, while the 10, 20, and 50-cent coins were dedicated to important Spanish cultural and historical figures. Miguel de Cervantes was selected for the 50-cent denomination. This was a meaningful choice because Cervantes is one of the most famous figures in Spanish literature and one of the most influential writers in world history. His image on a coin allowed Spain to communicate its cultural identity every time the coin was used. Millions of people could handle a small piece of money bearing the portrait of the author of Don Quixote, connecting everyday commerce with centuries of Spanish literary heritage. Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra was born in 1547 and died in 1616. He lived during the Spanish Golden Age, a period in which Spain produced extraordinary achievements in literature, art, exploration, and culture. Cervantes' life was complex and included military service, imprisonment, financial difficulties, and literary work. His experiences contributed to the depth and realism of his writing. His most famous work, Don Quixote, was published in 2 parts, the first in 1605 and the second in 1615. The novel follows Alonso Quixano, a man who becomes so absorbed in books about knights and chivalry that he begins to believe he is himself a knight. Taking the name Don Quixote, he travels through the Spanish countryside with his companion Sancho Panza. The story is humorous, adventurous, philosophical, and deeply concerned with the relationship between imagination and reality. The character of Don Quixote has become one of the most recognizable literary figures in the world. The famous episode involving windmills has become a symbol of fighting against imagined enemies or pursuing ideals, despite reality. However, the novel is far more complex than this single episode. Cervantes explores questions about identity, truth, storytelling, social class, friendship, idealism, and human nature. The novel often blurs the boundary between reality and fiction, making readers question how stories shape the way people understand the world. Because of its enormous influence, Don Quixote is frequently described as one of the foundational works of the modern novel. The appearance of Cervantes on Spain's 50-cent coin therefore represents an important part of world cultural history. The design of the national side shows a portrait of Cervantes. The portrait gives the coin a strong historical character and allows the viewer to connect the coin with the writer's legacy. The inscription, España, identifies the country, and the date 2001 identifies the year associated with the coin. Collectors also examine the small details around the portrait and lettering, including mint marks, initials, and other symbols that may be present depending on the specific issue. These small details can be important in numismatics because they may provide information about where or by whom the coin was produced. The other side of the coin is the common European side. It displays the denomination, 50 euro cent, and the shared euro design representing Europe. This side was used across the euro area, although the design developed over time. The combination of the common European side and the Spanish national side is one of the most interesting features of euro coins. One side represents the shared currency and European unity, while the other side represents the individual country. The Spanish 2001 50-cent coin therefore expresses two identities at the same time. It is Spanish in its national imagery and European in its monetary purpose. The year 2001 is particularly important in the history of the euro. The euro had already become an official currency for accounting and financial purposes in 1999. But physical coins and banknotes were scheduled to enter public circulation in January 2002. During the years before 2002, participating countries prepared enormous quantities of coins and banknotes. Governments, banks, businesses, and citizens all had to prepare for the change. The 2001 Spanish 50-cent coin belongs to this transitional era. It was part of the physical preparation for a currency that would soon replace national money in the pockets of millions of Europeans. For Spain, the transition meant the eventual replacement of the peseta. The peseta had been used for many years and was deeply familiar to the Spanish population. People had prices, wages, savings, and everyday habits connected with the peseta. The euro changed the way prices were displayed and how people thought about money. New denominations had to be learned, and citizens had to become familiar with the appearance and value of the new coins. The Spanish 50-cent coin became one of the everyday denominations of the new system. Its Cervantes design helped maintain a visible connection with Spanish culture during this major monetary transition. The 50-cent euro coin is made from Nordic gold, a special copper colored alloy used for the 10, 20, and 50-cent denominations. Despite its attractive golden color, the coin does not contain gold as a precious metal. Nordic gold is an alloy chosen for its durability, appearance, and practical qualities. The standard 50-cent euro coin has a diameter of approximately 24.25 millimeters, weighs approximately 7.80 grams, and is approximately 2.38 millimeters thick. It has a distinctive edge that helps distinguish it from other denominations. These physical specifications are useful for collectors who want to verify that a coin is consistent with the standard characteristics of a genuine 50-cent piece. The golden color of the coin often attracts attention. Many people assume that a gold-colored coin might contain gold, but the value of the coin does not come from precious metal. Its importance comes from its function as currency, its historical context, its design, and its collector interest. The Nordic gold alloy is designed for circulation and is strong enough to withstand repeated handling. Over time, however, coins can develop scratches, dullness, discoloration, and other signs of use. The condition of a particular 2001 Spanish 50-cent coin can have a significant effect on its desirability to collectors. Condition is one of the most important aspects of numismatics. A coin that has circulated for many years may show wear on the portrait of Cervantes and on the lettering. The highest points of the design may become less sharp, and the original mint luster may disappear. A coin that has never been circulated may retain a bright, original appearance with sharp details. Collectors may describe coins using terms such as circulated, very fine, extremely fine, about uncirculated, or uncirculated. Professional grading services may also assign numerical grades. Two coins with the same date and design can therefore have very different collector values depending on their preservation. A common mistake made by new collectors is assuming that every old or early euro coin must be rare. The 2001 date is historically important, but the date alone does not automatically make the coin extremely valuable. The actual value depends on the number produced, the exact variety, the condition, collector demand, and the presence of any genuine mint error. Many ordinary examples may have only modest collector value beyond their face value. However, an especially well-preserved example, a recognized variety, or a genuine minting error may be more desirable. The difference between an ordinary coin and a genuine error coin is important. A mint error occurs during the production process. Examples can include an off-center strike, a major die break, a double strike, an incorrect planche, or another unusual production problem. By contrast, scratches, dents, stains, and damage caused by machines or daily use are not usually considered mint errors. Some damaged coins can look very unusual, but unusual appearance alone does not prove rarity. Collectors should carefully study the coin and compare it with reliable references before deciding that a feature is a valuable error. The 2001 Spanish 50-cent coin can be collected in many different ways. A collector may build a complete set of Spanish euro coins by year and denomination. Another collector may focus only on 50-cent coins from every euro country. Someone interested in literature may collect coins featuring famous writers and artists. A collector interested in European history may focus on the earliest euro issues from the years 1999. 2000, 2001, and 2002. Because the Cervantes coin belongs to all of these themes, it has broad collecting appeal. One of the most enjoyable aspects of collecting euro coins is comparing national designs. The common European side is shared, but each country uses its own symbols and figures. Spain chose Cervantes for the 50-cent denomination, while other countries selected national heroes, artists, monuments, symbols, or historical figures. A collection of 50-cent coins from different euro countries can therefore become a collection of European culture. Each coin tells a different national story while participating in the same currency system. The 2001 Spanish 50-cent coin also demonstrates the importance of national identity in the euro project. The euro created a common currency, but countries were allowed to preserve national symbolism on their coins. Spain did not abandon its cultural history when it adopted the euro. Instead, it placed an important figure from Spanish literature on one of its new coins. The design showed that the new currency could be European while still expressing Spanish identity. The portrait of Cervantes is especially suitable for this purpose. Literature is one of Spain's most important contributions to world culture. Cervantes' work has influenced generations of writers and readers. Don Quixote has been translated into many languages and has been studied by scholars around the world. The novel has inspired paintings, sculptures, films, plays, music, and countless adaptations. By placing Cervantes on a coin, Spain created a small but powerful symbol of its literary influence. A coin is also a form of public art. Unlike a painting kept in a museum, a circulating coin can travel through society. It can be held by people of different ages, backgrounds, and countries. A person may not know the history of Cervantes, but the coin can encourage curiosity. Someone might notice the portrait, read the name, and later discover the story of Don Quixote. In this way, a circulating coin can serve as a miniature educational object. It carries information about a nation and its culture in a form that reaches millions of people. The date 2001 also connects the coin to the beginning of the 21st century. The world was entering a new millennium, and Europe was preparing for a major monetary transformation. The euro was seen by many as a symbol of closer cooperation between European countries. The 2001 coin therefore belongs to a period of optimism, change, and uncertainty. It was produced before people had physically begun using the new currency. Yet it already carried the symbols of the coming monetary era. For someone who finds a 2001 Spanish 50-cent coin today, the first step is careful identification. Confirm that it is the 50-cent denomination. Confirm the date 2001. Examine the national side and look for the portrait of Cervantes and the Spanish identification. Examine the common side and check the denomination. Then inspect the condition. Look for scratches, wear, discoloration, dents, and possible unusual features. The edge should also be examined because the edge can provide useful information about the coin's authenticity and condition. Weight and measurements can also help with basic identification. A standard 50-cent euro coin is approximately 7.8 grams and approximately 24.25 millimeters in diameter. Small differences can occur because of wear, dirt, or measurement equipment. So a slight difference does not automatically mean the coin is fake. However, a major difference may require further investigation. A digital scale and caliper can be useful tools for serious collectors. Authentication should always consider the complete design, metal appearance, dimensions, weight, and details rather than relying on only one measurement. Collectors should avoid cleaning the coin with abrasive substances. Polishing, rubbing, or using chemicals can leave permanent marks. A coin that looks dirty may actually have an original surface that collectors prefer to preserve. The best way to protect a coin is usually to store it in a suitable holder or album and keep it away from excessive moisture and harsh chemicals. Coins should generally be handled by their edges, especially if they are in excellent condition. The historical transition from the peseta to the euro is one of the most important stories connected with the coin. For many Spanish people, the peseta was more than money. It was part of daily life and national history. The introduction of the euro changed the appearance of wallets, cash registers, bank accounts, and prices. The 2001 Cervantes coin was created during the final stage of preparation for this change. It was therefore part of a national transition as well as a European one. The coin also reflects the broader idea of European integration. A Spanish 50-cent coin could circulate in other countries using the euro. A coin from France, Germany, Italy, or another euro country could circulate in Spain. This created a system in which national coins moved across borders while remaining part of a common currency. The national design showed where the coin came from, but its monetary value was recognized throughout the euro area. The common European design represents this shared system. The map of Europe symbolizes a common economic space. The denomination is written in a way that allows the coin to be recognized across different languages and countries. The coin therefore contains a visual balance between national individuality and European unity. Cervantes represents Spain, while the common side represents the wider euro project. The coin's artistic design also has symbolic meaning. Cervantes wrote about a man whose imagination transformed the world around him. The euro itself represented a transformation of the European monetary landscape. In a symbolic sense, the coin connects imagination, change, and the future. The portrait of a writer who challenged conventional ideas appears on a coin created during one of Europe's greatest economic changes. The next top. The French 50 euro cent coin dated 2002 is one of the most recognizable coins from the beginning of the physical euro era and represents a major change in European monetary history. The letters RF on the national side stand for République Française, or French Republic, identifying the coin as French. The year 2002 is especially important because it was the year when euro coins and banknotes entered everyday public circulation in the participating countries. Before 2002, the euro already existed as an official accounting currency. But ordinary people generally still used their national currencies, such as the French franc. In January 2002, the physical euro became part of daily life. And the 2002 French 50-cent coin was among the coins that helped introduce this new currency to the public. It is therefore not simply an ordinary piece of change, it is a small historical object connected with one of the most Important monetary transitions in modern European history. The French 50-cent coin features the famous image of la semeuse, or the sower. This design shows a woman walking while sowing seeds, with her hair flowing behind her. The image is energetic, elegant, and highly symbolic. The sower has a long history in French coinage and has been associated with the ideals of the French Republic: progress, agriculture, growth, and the future. France chose to continue this important national symbol on the euro coins. The 10, 20, and 50-cent euro coins use the sower design, creating a consistent artistic family within the French euro series. By placing this traditional French image on the new European currency, France created a visual connection between its historic national money and the new euro system. The inscription, RF, is one of the most important national identifiers on the coin. It is an abbreviation of République Française, the official name of the French Republic. France has used the initials RF on coins and official objects for many years. On the 2002 50-cent euro coin, these letters help identify the national origin of the coin. This is especially useful because the common side of the coin is shared by the countries using the euro. A person looking at the French national side can immediately recognize the coin as French through the sower design, the RF inscription, and other national details. The coin therefore combines a common European monetary system with a distinctly French national identity. The 2002 date gives this coin special historical significance. On January 1, 2002, euro coins and banknotes began circulating in 12 countries that had adopted the new currency. These countries included France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Austria, Ireland, Finland, and Greece. Millions of people began using euro cash at the same time. National currencies such as the French franc began to disappear from ordinary transactions. The change required enormous preparation. Billions of euro coins and banknotes had to be produced, transported, stored, and distributed. Businesses had to change cash registers, banks had to prepare exchange services, and the public had to learn the new denominations. The 2002 French 50-cent coin was part of this historic introduction. The euro was designed to create a shared monetary system among participating European countries. Before the euro, traveling across Europe often meant exchanging one national currency for another. A French traveler visiting Italy, Germany, Spain, or Belgium might need to exchange francs for the local currency. The introduction of the euro reduced this difficulty and created a common currency used across participating countries. The French 50-cent coin could be spent in another euro area country, and coins from other countries could circulate freely in France. This created an unusual situation in which the same currency had different national designs. The common side represented Europe, while the national side represented the country of origin. The common European side of the 50-cent coin displays the denomination, 50 euro cent, and a design representing Europe. This shared side allows the coin to be recognized throughout the euro area. The national side, however, displays the sower and French symbols. The two sides together tell the story of the euro, European economic unity combined with national cultural identity. France did not have to abandon its national traditions when it adopted the euro. Instead, it placed one of its most recognizable historical symbols on the new currency. The sower has a long tradition in French numismatics. The original semeuse design was created in the late 19th century and became one of the most famous images in French coinage. The figure of the woman sowing seeds has a powerful symbolic meaning. Sowing seeds represents work, hope, growth, and investment in the future. A farmer plants seeds today with the expectation that they will grow later. This symbolism is appropriate for a coin introduced during a major new beginning in European history. The euro represented a new monetary future, and the sower appeared to be moving forward while spreading seeds for what was to come. The modern euro version of the sower was designed by Joaquin Jimenez. His design adapted the traditional French symbol for the modern euro coin. The figure remains recognizable as the sower, but the style is suited to the smaller scale and technical requirements of a modern circulating coin. The design must be clear, durable, and attractive even after years of use. The artistic details are carefully arranged so that the image remains identifiable while also allowing space for the date, national symbols, and other inscriptions. The 50-cent euro coin is made from Nordic gold, a copper-colored alloy used for the 10, 20, and 50-cent denominations. The name, Nordic gold, can sometimes confuse people because the coin appears golden. However, the alloy does not mean that the coin contains valuable gold in the same way as a gold bullion coin. It is a base metal alloy created for practical use. The standard 50-cent euro coin has a diameter of approximately 24.25 millimeters, a weight of approximately 7.80 grams, and a thickness of approximately 2.38 millimeters. It has a distinctive edge that helps identify the denomination. These specifications are useful for collectors who want to check whether a coin appears consistent with a normal 50-cent euro piece. The physical appearance of the coin can change significantly depending on its history. A coin that has circulated for many years may have scratches, small dents, dull areas, and discoloration. The raised parts of the sewer design may become worn. A coin that was carefully stored from the beginning may retain much of its original mint brilliance. Collectors pay close attention to these differences because condition is one of the main factors affecting collector desirability. A coin with the same date and design can be worth very different amounts depending on whether it is heavily circulated or in exceptional uncirculated condition. The 2002 date is important, but it is essential to understand that an early date does not automatically make a coin rare. Many 2002 French 50-cent coins were produced for the launch of the euro. Ordinary circulated examples are generally not automatically worth a large amount simply because they are from the first year of physical euro circulation. The market value of a particular coin depends on its exact issue, production quantity, condition, collector demand, and whether it has a recognized variety or genuine mint error. A coin can be historically important without being financially rare. For collectors, the 2002 French 50-cent coin can be valuable in many different ways. It may be part of a complete collection of French euro coins. It may be collected as part of a first-year euro set. It may be included in a collection of all 50-cent coins from the euro countries. It may also interest collectors of French national symbols, modern European history, or coin designs featuring agricultural and allegorical figures. A single coin can therefore appeal to several different collecting communities. The transition from the French franc to the euro was a major event in everyday life. For many French citizens, the franc had been familiar for generations. People understood prices in francs, received wages in francs, saved money in francs, and used franc coins and banknotes every day. The arrival of the euro required people to learn a new monetary system. The new 50-cent coin became part of this learning process. Its golden color and sewer design helped make the new currency recognizable and gave it a clear French identity. The introduction of the euro also created a new experience for travelers. A person could travel from France to Belgium, Germany, Italy, or Spain and continue using the same currency. Coins from different countries began to mix in wallets, cash registers, and vending machines. A French 50-cent coin might travel far beyond France. It could be spent by a tourist in another country, returned as change, and continue moving across borders. This mobility is one of the most interesting features of euro coins. A collector examining a 2002 French 50-cent coin should begin by identifying the main features. The coin should show the denomination 50 euro cents on the common European side. The national side should display the sewer design and the French identification, including the RF marking. The date should read 2002. The collector can then examine the overall condition, surface, edge, and small design details. Any unusual feature should be documented carefully before conclusions are made. The edge of the coin is also important. Euro denominations have distinctive edge characteristics that help users identify them. The edge of a 50-cent coin is different from the edges of other denominations. Collectors may inspect the edge for unusual marks or production characteristics. However, damage to the edge can occur during circulation, so a strange edge does not automatically indicate a mint error. A genuine error must be connected to the manufacturing process and should be evaluated carefully. Possible mint errors can attract collector interest. A major off-center strike, a significant die break, a double strike, or an incorrect planche can potentially make a coin unusual. However, many supposed errors are simply damage. A scratch caused by another object, a dent from a machine, or discoloration from chemical exposure does not necessarily increase value. The distinction between a true mint error and post-mint damage is one of the most important lessons for new collectors. The coin should not be cleaned aggressively. Many people believe that a shiny coin must be more valuable, but this is not always true. Polishing can leave scratches and remove the original surface. Chemicals can cause unnatural changes in color. Collectors often prefer coins that retain their natural surfaces. If a coin is dirty, careful storage and gentle handling are usually better than abrasive cleaning. High-grade examples should be stored in appropriate holders or capsules to reduce contact and exposure to moisture. The 2002 French 50-cent coin is also a small example of modern European art. Coin designers must create images that work on a very small metal surface. The design must survive pressure from the minting process and years of circulation. The sewer has to be recognizable even when the coin is worn. The lettering must be legible. The date must be visible. The composition must balance artistic beauty with practical durability. This makes coin design a specialized form of art. The sewer's symbolism is particularly appropriate for the beginning of the Euro era. The figure appears to be sowing seeds, suggesting that the future is being created through actions taken in the present. The euro itself was the result of many years of political, economic, and technological preparation. The 2002 coin was the visible result of this process. The sower can therefore be interpreted as a symbol of the future being planted and cultivated. The coin also demonstrates the relationship between tradition and modernization. The euro was a new currency, but the French national design was based on a symbol with a long history. This allowed the new coin to feel familiar. The French public could see a traditional image even while using a new currency. The coin represented change without completely abandoning the past. The letters RF reinforce this idea of national continuity. The abbreviation identifies the French Republic and connects the coin to French governmental and national traditions. Even though the currency was shared with other countries, the coin remained visibly French. The national side therefore acted as a reminder that economic integration did not erase national identities. The 2002 coin is also important for understanding the concept of the euro national side. Every participating country was given the opportunity to select national designs. Some countries used portraits of monarchs, others used national monuments, and others chose cultural symbols. France selected symbols associated with its republican identity and artistic traditions. The result was a series of coins that could be used across Europe but still reflected the history of the country that issued them. A collector might compare the 2002 French 50-cent coin with coins from the same year issued by other countries. The common side may look similar, but the national sides are completely different. This comparison reveals the diversity of Europe. A collection of 2002 50-cent coins can become a visual history of the countries that adopted the euro. Each coin tells a national story while sharing a common denomination and monetary system. The 2002 date also makes the coin interesting to people who collect first-year issues. First-year coins often attract attention because they mark the beginning of a new series. The 2002 euro coins are especially significant because they were the first physical euro coins used by the public. A 2002 French 50-cent coin is therefore part of the first chapter of everyday euro currency. It is important to distinguish between the year of the coin and the year in which a person first used it. A coin dated 2002 may have been produced before or around the beginning of public circulation and then spent for many years afterward. Some coins may have remained in storage for a period before being released. The date does not necessarily tell us the exact day the coin entered circulation. Nevertheless, the year connects it to the historic launch of euro cash. The coin's market value should be evaluated realistically. Online listings can sometimes show very high asking prices for ordinary coins. However, an asking price is not proof of actual market value. A realistic evaluation should consider completed sales, recognized catalogs, reputable dealers, and professional opinions. Condition, rarity, variety, and authenticity are more important than an arbitrary price shown in an online advertisement. The value of a coin can also change over time. Collector demand can increase or decrease. Certain varieties may become more recognized. A coin that is common today may become more desirable in the future if collectors begin focusing on a particular issue. However, no collector should assume that every old coin will automatically become valuable. Historical interest and investment value are different things. For someone who owns a 2002 French 50-cent coin, taking clear photographs is a useful first step in documenting it. Both sides should be photographed in good lighting. The edge can also be photographed if there is an unusual feature. The date, national symbols, and apparent condition should be recorded. If the coin seems to have a possible error, close-up photographs can help specialists examine the feature. A digital scale and caliper can provide basic measurements. A normal 50-cent coin should be close to the standard weight and diameter. Small differences can occur because of wear or measuring equipment. A significant difference may justify further examination. Authentication should never rely on measurements alone. The design, metal, edge, weight, dimensions, and overall quality should all be considered together. The coin's history also reflects the practical challenges of introducing a new currency. Governments had to make sure that enough coins were available on the launch date. Businesses needed to handle new denominations. Banks had to distribute coins and exchange old currency. Citizens had to learn the values of the new money. The 50-cent denomination was one part of this enormous logistical operation. Every coin in circulation represented a small piece of a much larger economic transformation. The euro also changed the way people thought about national money. Before the euro, a French coin was clearly connected to France. After the euro, a French coin could circulate throughout a much larger region. A person could receive a coin from another country and use it without exchanging it. The presence of different national designs in everyday change made Europe more visible in daily life. The 2002 French 50-cent coin therefore has a story that extends beyond France. It belongs to a European system that changed travel, commerce, and monetary relationships. Its French design makes it national, while its denomination and common side make it European. This dual identity is the central concept of the euro coin system. From a historical perspective, the coin is a witness to the beginning of a new era. From an artistic perspective, it preserves the image of the sower. From a numismatic perspective, it is an early issue from the first year of physical euro circulation. From an economic perspective, it represents the replacement of national currencies with a shared currency. From a cultural perspective, it shows how national identity can continue within a multinational system. The coin also has a personal dimension. The next top. The 50-cent Euro 2002 coin features the famous Celtic harp. The harp is one of the most important symbols of Ireland and has been associated with Irish culture and identity for centuries. On the coin, the harp is shown in a traditional style, accompanied by the word "Eire," the Irish language name for Ireland, and the year 2002. The use of the Irish name rather than the English word, Ireland, is particularly significant. It reflects the country's constitutional and cultural identity and ensures that the Irish language is represented on the national currency. The harp and the word "Eire" together make the coin immediately recognizable as Irish. The harp is not simply a musical instrument depicted on a coin. It is a powerful national symbol. Ireland has a long tradition of harp music, and the instrument has been associated with Irish culture since medieval times. The harp became a symbol of Irish identity and later became an official emblem of the Irish state. Its presence on the 2002 50-cent coin connects modern Ireland with centuries of history. When a person holds the coin, they are holding a small representation of one of the country's most famous cultural symbols. The 2002 date is important because it represents the first year of physical euro circulation. The euro had already been introduced as an accounting currency in 1999. But people in Ireland still used Irish pounds and pence for everyday cash transactions until the end of 2001. On January 1, 2002, euro coins and banknotes entered circulation. Irish citizens began using the new currency, and the old national money gradually disappeared from everyday transactions. The 2002 Irish 50-cent coin was part of this enormous change. It was one of the new coins that introduced the public to the appearance, weight, size, and value of the euro. The transition from the Irish pound to the euro required careful preparation. Banks, businesses, shops, vending machines, cash registers, and the public all had to prepare for the new currency. New coins and banknotes had to be produced and distributed throughout the country. People had to learn the values of the new denominations. The 50-cent coin became one of the familiar middle-value denominations in the new euro system. Its bright golden color and Celtic harp design helped distinguish it from other coins. The common European side of the Irish 50-cent coin displays the denomination, 50 euro cent, and a map representing Europe. This side is shared with the other euro countries, although the exact map design changed over time. The common side represents the shared monetary system, while the Irish national side represents Ireland's own identity. This combination is one of the most interesting features of euro coins. A coin can be Irish in design but European in circulation. It can be produced for Ireland and then travel to another country using the euro. The 2002 Irish 50-cent coin is made from Nordic gold, a copper-colored alloy used for the 10, 20, and 50-cent euro denominations. Despite the golden appearance, the coin is not made of precious gold. Nordic gold is a practical alloy designed for durability, attractive appearance, and resistance to normal circulation. The standard 50-cent euro coin has a diameter of approximately 24.25 millimeters, weighs approximately 7.80 grams, and has a thickness of approximately 2.38 millimeters. It also has a distinctive edge that helps identify the denomination. These specifications are useful to collectors who want to examine the physical characteristics of the coin. The golden color of the Irish 50-cent coin is one of its most recognizable features. The coin is larger and heavier than the 10 and 20-cent pieces, making it easy to distinguish. Its size, color, and edge design allow people to identify it quickly. This is important in everyday commerce, where coins may be handled rapidly. The coin's design is therefore both artistic and practical. The Irish harp design has special historical meaning. The harp has been connected with Ireland for many centuries, and it has become one of the country's most recognizable national emblems. It appears in official symbols, government insignia, and cultural representations. On the euro coin, the harp represents the continuity of Irish identity in the modern European era. Ireland adopted a shared currency, but the country continued to represent itself through one of its most important historical symbols. The word "Eire" is also very important. It is the Irish language name for Ireland. Including this word on the coin reflects the importance of the Irish language as a national language and part of Ireland's cultural heritage. The coin therefore communicates Ireland's identity not only through the harp but also through language. A person who examines the coin can see a national symbol and the name of the country in Irish. The design of the Irish euro coins is consistent across the denominations. The harp appears on the national side of the 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, 50 cent, 1 euro, and 2 euro coins. This creates a unified Irish euro series. Unlike some countries that use different designs for different denominations, Ireland chose one national symbol for the entire series. This decision gives the Irish euro coins a strong visual identity. A collector can immediately recognize Irish euro coins because of the harp. The 2002 date makes the coin particularly attractive to collectors interested in first-year euro issues. First-year coins often have historical importance because they mark the beginning of a new series. The 2002 Irish 50-cent coin was produced for the launch of the physical euro and therefore belongs to the first Generation of circulating euro money. A collector building a timeline of the euro may consider 2002 a key year. However, it is important to understand that being a first-year coin does not automatically make an ordinary example rare or extremely valuable. Large quantities of euro coins were produced for the introduction of the currency. Many 2002 Irish 50-cent coins entered circulation and survived. The market value of an individual example depends on its condition, production details, collector demand, and whether it has a recognized variety or genuine mint error. A common circulated coin may have only modest value above its face value, while a high-grade example or unusual error may attract more attention. Condition is one of the most important factors in coin collecting. A heavily circulated coin may show scratches, dents, wear, discoloration, and loss of original shine. The details of the harp may become less sharp. The lettering and date may show signs of use. A coin in uncirculated condition may retain much of its original mint luster and sharp details. Collectors often classify coins using grades such as circulated, very fine, extremely fine, about uncirculated, and uncirculated. Professional grading services may use numerical grades for coins submitted for certification. The surface of a coin can tell us something about its journey. A 2002 Irish 50-cent coin may have been placed into circulation during the first days or months of the euro era. It could have been used in a shop, placed in a wallet, carried across the country, and eventually spent many times. It may have traveled outside Ireland because euro coins circulate freely across participating countries. A coin that begins its life in Ireland can eventually appear in France, Germany, Spain, Italy, or another euro country. This movement gives euro coins an international history. The Irish 50-cent coin is also an example of how national identity can exist within a shared currency. Ireland uses the same denomination system as other euro countries, but its coins carry the harp and the Irish name of the country. A French coin may show the sower, a Spanish coin may feature Cervantes, and an Irish coin shows the harp. The common currency creates unity, while the national designs preserve diversity. The harp itself has a fascinating history. The instrument has been associated with Irish music and culture for centuries. Medieval Irish harpists were respected performers, and the harp became closely connected with Irish identity. Over time, the harp came to symbolize the Irish nation. Its appearance on modern currency demonstrates how historical cultural symbols can survive political and economic changes. Ireland moved from the Irish pound to the euro, but the harp remained a central national symbol. The 2002 coin therefore connects several different periods of history. It reflects ancient and medieval Irish cultural traditions through the harp. It represents the modern Irish state through the national name Éire. It belongs to the beginning of the euro era through its 2002 date. It also represents European integration through the common currency. A single small coin can therefore connect hundreds of years of history. For collectors, the coin can be examined carefully for details. The date should read 2002. The national side should show the harp and the word Éire. The common side should show the denomination 50 euro cent and the European design. The edge should have the characteristics expected of a 50-cent euro coin. The coin's weight and diameter can also be checked if authenticity is a concern. If a collector sees a marking that appears to read IR, it is important to examine its exact location and appearance. The Irish national inscription is normally Éire, and small marks may be related to the design or production. A clear photograph of the coin would make it easier to identify the exact feature. Collectors should be cautious about assuming that a small letter or mark automatically indicates a rare variety. Many small symbols are normal parts of the design. The edge of the coin can provide additional information. Euro coins have specific edge designs that help distinguish denominations. The edge of the 50-cent coin is different from the edges of other denominations. A collector can examine the edge for damage, unusual metal features, or possible production anomalies. However, many edge marks are caused by circulation and do not indicate a valuable mint error. Mint errors can make a coin more interesting, but they must be identified correctly. A genuine error might involve an off-center strike, a major die break, a double strike, or another abnormality created during minting. A scratch, dent, stain, or damage caused by a vending machine is generally not a mint error. The difference is important because the market can treat genuine errors very differently from ordinary damage. The coin should generally not be polished or cleaned aggressively. A collector may think that making the coin shiny will increase its value, but cleaning can damage the original surface. Abrasive materials can leave scratches, and chemicals can cause unnatural discoloration. Collectors often prefer coins with natural surfaces. Proper storage in a coin holder, capsule, or album is usually better than aggressive cleaning. Coins should be handled carefully, preferably by their edges. The 2002 Irish 50-cent coin also has a strong connection with the history of the Irish pound. Before the euro, Ireland used the punt, which had its own coins and banknotes. The change to the euro meant that Irish people had to learn a new system of denominations. The old currency had been part of everyday life, and the new euro represented a major change. The harp on the new coins helped provide a sense of continuity. Ireland was entering a new European monetary system, but its national symbol remained visible. The introduction of the euro also changed the experience of travel. Irish citizens traveling to other euro countries no longer needed to exchange their currency in the same way. Tourists from other euro countries could use their own coins in Ireland. This made the movement of money across borders much easier. The Irish 50-cent coin became part of a large international circulation network. A coin from 2002 can therefore have a surprisingly wide travel history. It may have started in Ireland but eventually reached another country. It could have passed through the hands of tourists, businesses, banks, and collectors. The coin may have traveled hundreds or thousands of kilometers. This is one of the fascinating aspects of modern circulating coinage. The common European side also represents the idea of unity. The map on the coin is a visual symbol of Europe as a shared economic space. The denomination is designed to be recognized across countries. A person does not need to exchange the coin when crossing many national borders within the euro area. This was a major change from the earlier European monetary system, in which each country generally had its own currency. The 2002 Irish 50-cent coin is therefore both national and international. Its harp and IR inscription identify Ireland, while the denomination and common design connect it to the euro area. This dual identity is one of the most important themes in modern European coin collecting. For someone who discovers a 2002 Irish 50-cent coin, the best approach is to examine it carefully and realistically. First, identify the coin. Second, assess its condition. Third, check for unusual features. Fourth, compare it with reliable references if a possible variety or error is suspected. Finally, consider its market value based on actual sales and reputable numismatic information rather than unrealistic. Online asking prices. A digital scale and caliper can be useful tools. The normal weight is approximately 7.8 grams, and the diameter is approximately 24.25 millimeters. Small differences may result from wear, dirt, or measurement accuracy. A large difference could indicate a problem requiring further investigation. Authenticity should be assessed using multiple characteristics rather than a single measurement. The coin can be stored in an album, capsule, or suitable holder. Avoid excessive humidity and harsh chemicals. If the coin is valuable or in excellent condition, a protective capsule can help reduce scratches and handling. Good storage preserves both the physical appearance and the historical value of the piece. The 2002 date also makes the coin important for understanding the beginning of the 21st century. Europe was entering a new phase of economic cooperation. The euro was one of the most ambitious monetary projects in modern history. 12 countries began using physical euro money at the same time, creating a new experience for millions of people. The Irish 50-cent coin was part of this historic launch. The coin also shows how cultural symbols can remain important in a rapidly changing world. Technology, finance, and politics were changing, but the harp continued to represent Ireland. The coin demonstrates that modernization does not necessarily require abandoning tradition. A country can adopt a new currency while preserving its cultural identity. The Irish language on the coin is equally important. The word "air" reminds the user that the coin is connected to Ireland's linguistic heritage. The use of the Irish name gives the national side a distinctive character. It also distinguishes Irish coins from those of other Euro countries. Together, the harp and air create a powerful visual statement of Irish identity. The coin's design is simple but effective. A single harp can communicate an entire national story. It represents music, history, culture, identity, and the Irish state. The design is instantly recognizable and remains attractive even after years of circulation. This is one reason Irish euro coins are popular with collectors. A collection of Irish euro coins from 2002 can provide a complete picture of the beginning of the euro era in Ireland. The collector can assemble the 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, and 50-cent coins, as well as the 1 and 2 euro coins. All share the harp design, creating a unified set. The collection can then be compared with the first-year coin sets of other countries. A collection of first-year 50-cent coins from the euro countries would also be fascinating. The common denomination would remain the same, but the national designs would reveal different cultures and histories. The Irish harp would stand alongside French, Spanish, Italian, German, and other national symbols. This demonstrates the cultural diversity of Europe within a common currency. The coin can also be viewed as a historical document of European integration. The euro was not created overnight. It was the result of decades of political and economic cooperation. The 2002 coins were the visible result of this long process. Every coin placed into circulation represented the practical reality of a new European monetary system. The 2002 Irish 50-cent coin also reminds us that money is not only an economic tool. Coins can carry symbols, languages, portraits, monuments, and historical messages. They can communicate national identity to millions of people. They can preserve traditions and introduce new generations to history. The Irish 50-cent coin does all of these things through its harp, air inscription, and connection to the euro. In conclusion, the 2002 Irish 50 euro cent coin is a fascinating early euro coin with deep historical, cultural, and monetary significance. Its national side features the Celtic harp, one of Ireland's most important symbols. Together with the Irish name "air" and the date 2002. Its common European side connects it to the wider euro currency system. The 2002 date marks the first year of physical euro circulation. The next top. The Irish 50 euro cent coin dated 2018 is a modern circulating euro coin with a strong connection to Ireland's national identity, Celtic heritage, language, and place within the European monetary system. At first glance, it may appear to be an ordinary golden-colored piece of change. But it carries a remarkable amount of history and symbolism. The year 2018 places the coin well into the second decade of physical euro circulation. Unlike the early 2002 Irish euro coins, which were connected with the dramatic introduction of the euro as a new currency, the 2018 issue belongs to a period when the euro had already become a normal part of everyday life in Ireland. Nevertheless, the coin continues to represent an important combination of Irish tradition and European monetary unity. Its national side features the famous Celtic harp together with the word "air," the Irish language name for Ireland, while its common side identifies the denomination as 50 euro cents and connects the coin with the wider euro area. The Irish 50-cent coin is part of the standard Irish euro coin series. Ireland chose a very consistent national design for its euro coins, using the Celtic harp on all 8 denominations, from the smallest 1-cent coin to the largest 2 euro coin. This gives Irish euro coins a strong and unified appearance. When someone sees the harp on the national side, the Irish origin of the coin is immediately recognizable. The design is simple, but its symbolism is extremely powerful. The harp has been associated with Ireland for centuries and is one of the most famous national symbols in the world. Its appearance on the 2018 50-cent coin demonstrates how a modern European currency can preserve a country's ancient cultural identity. The word "air" is another important feature of the coin. Éire is the Irish name for Ireland, and its appearance on the national side reflects the importance of the Irish language in the identity of the country. The use of Irish rather than the English word, Ireland, gives the coin a distinctive national character. A person examining the coin can therefore identify Ireland through both the harp and the language. The date 2018 appears as part of the national design, marking the year associated with the issue. Together, the harp, éire, and the date create a compact national statement on a small metal surface. The Celtic harp itself has a long and fascinating history. Harps have been associated with Irish culture since medieval times, and Irish harp music became an important part of the country's artistic tradition. Medieval harpists were respected performers, and the instrument became closely connected with Irish identity. Over time, the harp became a symbol of Ireland and was eventually adopted as an official emblem of the Irish state. The use of the harp on the euro coin therefore links modern Ireland with centuries of music, history, and cultural tradition. When a collector holds a 2018 Irish 50-cent coin, they are holding an object that connects the modern euro system with an ancient Irish symbol. The design of the Irish euro coins is especially interesting because the same harp design appears on all denominations. Some euro countries use different images for different denominations, but Ireland chose one powerful national emblem for the entire series. This creates a consistent visual identity. Whether the coin is a tiny 1-cent piece or a €2 coin, the harp identifies it as Irish. The 50-cent denomination is therefore part of a complete national design system. Collectors who assemble the full Irish Euro series can see how the same symbol is repeated across different sizes in values. The common European side of the 2018 Irish 50-cent coin shows the denomination, 50 euro cent, and the shared euro design, representing Europe. This side is common to the euro currency system, although the exact design has evolved over time. The common side allows the coin to be recognized and used throughout the euro area. The national side identifies Ireland, while the common side identifies the coin as part of the wider European currency. This combination represents the central concept of the euro. Countries can share a currency while retaining their own national symbols and cultural identities. The 2018 date places the coin in a mature period of the euro. By this time, people in Ireland had been using euro coins and banknotes for more than 15 years. The transition from the Irish pound to the euro was no longer a recent event for most younger people. A new generation had grown up with the euro as its normal currency. The 2018 coin therefore represents a different stage of euro history from the first coins dated 2002. It is no longer primarily a symbol of the introduction of the euro. Instead, it shows how the euro had become an established part of everyday Irish life. The 50-cent coin is made from Nordic gold, a copper-colored alloy used for the 10, 20, and 50-cent denominations. Despite its golden appearance, Nordic gold is not precious gold. It is a specially formulated base metal alloy chosen for durability, appearance, and practical use. The standard 50-cent euro coin has a diameter of approximately 24.25 millimeters, a weight of approximately 7.80 grams, and a thickness of approximately 2.38 millimeters. It has a distinctive edge that helps distinguish it from other euro denominations. These physical features are useful to collectors who want to identify and examine the coin. The color of the coin is one of its most recognizable features. The warm golden appearance makes the 50-cent denomination visually distinct from the silver colored 1, 2, and 5-cent coins and the larger bimetallic 1 and 2 euro coins. Its size also makes it easy to recognize. The combination of color, diameter, weight, and edge design was created to make the coin practical for everyday use. Coins must be easily distinguishable in a wallet, cash register, or by touch, and the 50-cent piece was designed with this practical purpose in mind. The 2018 Irish 50-cent coin is primarily a circulating coin rather than a precious metal or commemorative coin. This means that its value is normally connected to its face value and collector interest rather than the intrinsic value of its metal. The face value is 50 euro cents. Its collector value may be higher depending on condition, rarity, production details, or unusual characteristics. However, a normal circulated example is not automatically a rare or highly valuable coin simply because it carries the date 2018. One of the most important lessons in coin collecting is that age alone does not determine value. A coin from 2018 is relatively modern, and many examples may have been produced for normal circulation. A common example with scratches and wear may have limited value above face value. A coin in exceptional uncirculated condition may be more desirable. A genuine mint error or a recognized variety can also increase collector interest. The exact value depends on the specific coin in the current market. Condition is therefore extremely important. A circulated 2018 Irish 50-cent coin may show scratches, small dents, surface marks, dullness, or discoloration. The raised parts of the harp may show signs of wear. The lettering and date may be less sharp than on a newly minted example. A coin in uncirculated condition may retain its original mint luster and sharp details. Collectors often describe condition using terms such as circulated, very fine, extremely fine, about uncirculated, and uncirculated. Professional grading companies may assign numerical grades to coins that are submitted for certification. A coin's surface can also reveal how it has been treated. Some coins are naturally worn through circulation, while others may have been cleaned or polished. Cleaning can leave scratches, unnatural shine, or changes in the original surface. For this reason, collectors generally advise against aggressive cleaning. A coin should not be polished with abrasive materials or harsh chemicals simply to make it look brighter. A natural surface is often more desirable than a damaged shiny surface. Proper storage in a coin holder, capsule, or album is usually a better way to preserve the coin. The 2018 Irish 50-cent coin can be collected in several different ways. A collector might build a complete collection of Irish euro coins from every year. Another collector might collect one example of every denomination from 2018. Someone else might collect all 50-cent coins from the entire euro area. A collector interested in national symbols might focus on coins featuring famous emblems such as the Irish harp. The coin can therefore fit into many different types of collections. A complete collection of Irish euro coins by year can be especially interesting. Since Ireland uses the harp on all denominations, a collector can study how the same national design appears across different dates. The 2018 coins can be compared with earlier examples from 2002, 2003, 2004, and later years. The main design remains consistent, but small details, production characteristics, mint marks, and surface appearances can vary. This makes the series interesting for collectors who enjoy studying modern coin production. The 2018 date is also important for collectors who want to build a chronological history of the euro. A collection beginning with early coins from 2002 and continuing through later years can show the development of euro circulation. The Irish 50-cent coin can serve as one part of this timeline. It demonstrates that the national identity of the coin remained consistent while the currency itself became an established part of daily life. The history of the euro in Ireland began with the replacement of the Irish pound. Before the euro, Irish people used the punt. The change to the euro was a major event, requiring new coins, new banknotes, new prices, new banking procedures, and public education. The first physical euro coins entered circulation in 2002. By 2018, the euro had become completely familiar to most people in Ireland. The 2018 coin therefore represents the successful continuation of a monetary system that had once been new and unfamiliar. The transition from the Irish pound to the euro also demonstrated the relationship between national and European identity. Ireland adopted a common European currency but continued to use the harp and the Irish language name Eir on its coins. This shows that participation in a shared currency did not erase national culture. Instead, the national side of the coin became a place where Ireland could continue to express its identity. The harp is particularly effective as a national symbol because it is immediately recognizable. A person does not need to read the language on the coin to understand that it is associated with Ireland. The shape of the instrument communicates Irish identity visually. The word "Ire" adds a linguistic connection. The date 2018 places the coin in a particular historical moment. The design is therefore simple but highly informative. The 2018 Irish 50-cent coin also has an international story. Euro coins circulate across national borders. A coin minted for Ireland may be spent in another Euro country. It could travel in the wallet of a tourist, be used in a shop, enter a bank, and later appear in another country. A 2018 Irish coin may therefore have traveled far from Ireland. This movement is one of the fascinating characteristics of modern Euro currency. A collector who finds a 2018 Irish 50-cent coin should begin by identifying the basic features. The denomination should be 50 euro cents. The national side should show the Celtic harp, the word "Ire", and the date 2018. The common side should show the European design and denomination. The coin should have the expected golden appearance, size, weight, and edge characteristics. If the coin has a marking that appears to say "IR", it should be examined carefully because the normal national inscription is "Ire". A photograph of the exact coin would help identify any unusual marking. Small marks on coins can sometimes be confusing. A letter, symbol, or tiny design feature may be part of the normal coin design. Other marks may be mint-related, while some may simply be damage. A collector should avoid assuming that every unusual letter or symbol indicates a rare variety. The location, shape, and relationship to the rest of the design are important. Comparing the coin with known examples is the best way to determine whether a feature is normal. The edge of the coin should also be examined. The 50-cent euro denomination has a characteristic edge that helps distinguish it from other denominations. An unusual edge may be caused by production, wear, or damage. A genuine minting error can sometimes involve the edge, but the feature must be studied carefully. A damaged edge caused by dropping the coin or striking it against another object is not necessarily a valuable error. Mint errors can attract considerable collector interest. Examples of possible errors include off-center strikes, major die breaks, double strikes, wrong planchets, or other problems that occurred during manufacturing. However, many coins described as errors are simply damaged after leaving the mint. Scratches, dents, flattening, chemical discoloration, and machine damage are common forms of post-mint damage. The difference between a true error and ordinary damage is crucial when evaluating value. The 2018 Irish 50-cent coin can also be examined for its overall quality. Sharp details in the harp, clear lettering, and strong original luster may indicate excellent preservation. However, a bright appearance alone does not prove that the coin is valuable. A coin may have been polished or chemically treated. Collectors look at the complete surface and the natural quality of the coin rather than simply its shine. The Nordic gold composition is designed for durability, but coins still experience wear. The coin may become darker or lose some of its original color through contact with other metals, moisture, skin oils, and environmental conditions. Natural changes in appearance are common. Collectors should be cautious about trying to restore the coin artificially. Storage is important for preserving a collection. A 2018 Irish 50-cent coin can be stored in a coin album, capsule, or suitable holder. It should be protected from excessive humidity, harsh chemicals, and unnecessary handling. If the coin is held frequently, it is best to handle it by the edges. This reduces the chance of fingerprints and oils affecting the surface. The 2018 coin also reflects Ireland's position in the European Union and the euro area. Ireland was one of the original countries to adopt the euro and has used the currency since the beginning of physical circulation. The coin therefore represents Ireland's long participation in the European monetary system. Its national design reminds us that European integration can coexist with strong national and cultural identity. The common European side represents the shared economic space created by the euro. The denomination is recognized across countries, and the coin can be used in many places without exchange. This was one of the major practical benefits of the euro. For travelers, businesses, and consumers, the shared currency simplified many transactions. The Irish 50-cent coin became part of this international monetary network. The coin's design also shows the importance of language in national identity. Ireland is a country where both Irish and English have important roles. But the use of "ire" on the coin emphasizes the Irish language heritage of the state. Currency is a highly visible public object, so placing the Irish name on millions of coins ensures that the language appears in everyday life. The coin therefore carries not only an image but also a linguistic message. The harp and ire together create a strong national design. The harp represents music, history, and culture. Ire represents the country through its Irish language name. The date 2018 places the coin in a specific year. The common European side connects the coin to the euro. A small 50-cent piece therefore contains information about Ireland's history, culture, language, politics, and economic relationships. For collectors interested in the history of currency, the 2018 Irish 50-cent coin provides an excellent example of modern circulating money. It is not an ancient coin, but modern coins can be historically important. They document political systems, national symbols, technological developments, and economic changes. The 2018 coin shows how a country continues to represent itself in a shared international currency. A collector might also compare the Irish 2018 50-cent coin with the 2018 50-cent coins of other Euro countries. The common side is similar, but the national sides are different. One country may show a historical figure, another a monument, another a national emblem. This comparison reveals the cultural diversity of Europe. The same denomination can carry completely different stories depending on the country of issue. The coin can also be used to explain the idea of national sides and common sides. The common side gives the coin its value and connection to the euro. The national side gives it cultural identity. The next top. The Spanish 50 euro cent coin dated 2019 is a fascinating piece of modern European coinage and an important representation of Spain's cultural and literary heritage. On the national side of the coin appears the famous portrait of Miguel de Cervantes, one of the greatest writers in the history of Spanish literature and the author of the internationally celebrated novel Don Quixote. The coin combines the practical function of everyday money with the cultural importance of one of Spain's most famous historical figures. At first glance, it may appear to be an ordinary golden-colored 50-cent piece, but the portrait of Cervantes gives it a much deeper meaning. The 2019 Spanish 50 euro cent coin represents literature, the Spanish language, the history of Spain, European monetary cooperation, and the continuing influence of one of the world's most famous writers. The year 2019 places this coin in the modern period of the euro. Spain adopted the euro as its official currency and began using physical euro coins and banknotes in 2002. By 2019, the euro had already been part of everyday life for more than 17 years. The Spanish 50-cent coin dated 2019 therefore belongs to an established period of euro circulation rather than the initial launch period. Nevertheless, it remains historically interesting because it continues the Spanish tradition of placing important national figures and cultural symbols on its euro coins. The appearance of Miguel de Cervantes makes the coin especially attractive to collectors interested in literature, Spanish history, world culture, and numismatics. Miguel de Cervantes is one of the most important figures in Spanish history. He was born in the 16th century and lived during the Spanish Golden Age, a period of extraordinary artistic and literary achievement. His most famous work is Don Quixote, a novel that has become one of the most influential books in world literature. The book tells the story of a man who becomes fascinated by stories of chivalry and begins to see the world through the imagination of a knight. Together with his companion Sancho Panza, Don Quixote experiences a series of adventures that combine comedy, philosophy, imagination, reality, and social commentary. The novel has been translated into many languages and continues to be read throughout the world. The portrait of Cervantes on the 50-cent coin connects everyday European currency with this enormous literary tradition. Every time the coin is used, the image of Cervantes carries a small reminder of Spanish culture. A person may receive the coin as change without immediately thinking about literature. But the portrait represents the author of a work that has influenced writers, artists, philosophers, and readers for centuries. This is one of the special qualities of commemorative and culturally significant coin designs. They place history in the hands of ordinary people. The Spanish Euro coin series uses different national designs for different denominations. The 1, 2, and 5-cent coins feature the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela. The 10, 20, and 50-cent coins feature Miguel de Cervantes. The €1 and €2 coins feature the portrait of King Felipe VI on the later series. The Cervantes design therefore forms a distinct group within the Spanish Euro coinage system. Collectors who assemble the Spanish denominations can see a combination of religious heritage, literary history, and modern national symbolism. The 50-cent denomination is especially recognizable because of its golden color and larger size compared with the smaller cent coins. The coin is made from Nordic gold, a copper-colored alloy used for the 10, 20, and 50-cent euro denominations. Despite the name and the golden appearance, the coin does not contain precious gold in the sense of a gold bullion coin. Nordic gold is a durable base metal alloy designed for circulation. The standard 50-cent euro coin has a diameter of approximately 24.25 millimeters, a weight of approximately 7.80 grams, and a thickness of approximately 2.38 millimeters. It also has a distinctive edge that helps users identify the denomination. The common European side of the coin carries the denomination and the shared euro design. The words 50 euro cent identify the value, while the design connects the coin with the wider European monetary system. The national side, in contrast, identifies Spain and presents the portrait of Cervantes. The two sides together illustrate the basic idea of euro coinage. One side represents the common currency shared by participating European countries, while the other side preserves national identity and cultural history. The portrait of Cervantes is not merely a decorative image. It is a visual representation of the Spanish language and its global cultural influence. Cervantes wrote during a period when Spanish literature was developing enormous international importance. His work helped establish the Spanish language as one of the great languages of world literature. The image on the coin therefore represents more than one individual. It represents a literary tradition that has influenced the world for centuries. The connection between Cervantes and the 50-cent denomination is also part of Spain's long tradition of using currency to honor important figures. Coins can act as miniature portraits of a nation's history. A country can choose to show a monarch, a monument, a national emblem, a scientist, an artist, or a writer. Spain's decision to place Cervantes on the 10, 20, and 50-cent coins reflects the importance of literature in the country's cultural identity. The 50-cent coin is therefore a small object with a very large cultural message. The year 2019 is also significant from the perspective of collectors. Collectors often assemble coins by year, denomination, country, or design. A 2019 Spanish 50-cent coin can be part of a complete Spanish euro collection, a collection of all 2019 euro denominations, or a collection of coins featuring famous writers. It can also be included in a collection of all euro 50-cent coins from different countries. Each collecting method gives the coin a different meaning. A collector interested in literary figures might place the coin alongside other coins and medals depicting famous authors. Cervantes could be compared with writers honored on currency in other countries. This type of collection demonstrates how governments use money to celebrate intellectual and cultural achievements. A coin featuring a writer is especially interesting because it transforms literature into a physical object that circulates among millions of people. Don Quixote is central to understanding the importance of Cervantes. The novel has become one of the most famous works of fiction ever written. Its characters, especially Don Quixote and Sancho Panza, have become part of global culture. The story explores the relationship between imagination and reality. Don Quixote sees the world through the ideals of chivalry, while Sancho Panza often represents a more practical view of life. Their relationship creates humor, but it also allows the novel to explore deep questions about dreams, identity, truth, and human nature. The portrait on the coin therefore reminds viewers of a literary world far larger than the small metal object itself. A simple 50-cent coin can lead to discussions about the history of the novel, the development of the Spanish language, the Spanish Golden Age, and the influence of literature on global culture. This is one of the reasons numismatics is so interesting. Coins are not isolated objects, they are connected to politics, art, history, language, and society. The 2019 Spanish 50-cent coin also reflects the continuing importance of Spain within Europe. Spain is one of the largest countries using the euro and has played an important role in the development of the European Union. The coin circulates within a shared monetary system but carries a clearly Spanish national design. A person in another euro country may receive the coin and recognize the portrait as Spanish. In this way, euro coins constantly move national symbols across borders. A Spanish coin can travel far from Spain. It may be spent by a tourist, carried in a wallet, exchanged in a shop, deposited in a bank, and later transported to another country. A 2019 Cervantes coin could circulate in France, Portugal, Italy, Germany, Ireland, or another euro area country. This movement creates a fascinating international history for ordinary coins. The coin may be Spanish in design, European in currency, and international in its circulation. The surface condition of the coin can tell a collector something about its journey. A heavily circulated example may show scratches, small dents, marks, and loss of original shine. The raised portrait of Cervantes may show wear. The lettering may become less sharp. A coin that has been carefully stored since it was acquired may retain much of its original mint luster. Collectors generally consider condition to be one of the most important factors in determining desirability. The terms used to describe condition can vary, but collectors often distinguish between circulated and uncirculated coins. A circulated coin has been used in everyday transactions and shows signs of contact with other coins and objects. An uncirculated coin has not experienced normal circulation and may preserve its original appearance. Extremely high-grade coins may attract additional collector interest. However, condition alone does not make every coin rare. Rarity, mintage, demand, and special varieties must also be considered. The 2019 date does not automatically make the Spanish 50-cent coin rare. Many modern euro coins were produced in substantial quantities for circulation. A normal circulated 2019 Spanish 50-cent coin may be worth little more than its face value. A particularly well-preserved example may be more attractive to collectors. A genuine mint error or unusual recognized variety may have greater value. The exact market value depends on the specific coin and the condition in which it is found. Collectors should be cautious about extremely high prices advertised online. An asking price is not the same as a confirmed sale. Some sellers list ordinary coins at unrealistic prices. A better way to judge value is to compare actual completed sales, reputable catalogs, and information from experienced numismatists. The coin's condition and exact characteristics should always be considered before making a valuation. Possible mint errors can increase interest. Examples may include a major off-center strike, a significant die break, a double strike, or a coin struck on an incorrect planche. However, many unusual marks are simply damage caused after the coin left the mint. Scratches, dents, stains, discoloration, and damage from machines do not automatically make a coin valuable. A true mint error must be connected to the manufacturing process. The edge of the coin can also be examined. Euro denominations have distinctive edge characteristics, and the 50-cent coin has its own recognizable edge. A collector may inspect the edge for unusual features, damage, or possible production problems. However, an unusual-looking edge should not automatically be described as an error. Careful comparison with normal examples is necessary. The coin should not be aggressively cleaned. Many people believe that a shiny coin is automatically more valuable, but cleaning can damage the original surface. Abrasive polishing may leave scratches, while chemicals can produce unnatural colors or remove important surface. Characteristics. Collectors often prefer natural surfaces. If a coin is dirty, careful storage and gentle handling are generally better than aggressive cleaning. The 2019 Spanish 50-cent coin is also a good example of the technical challenge of coin design. The portrait of Cervantes must be clear enough to recognize on a relatively small metal surface. The design must survive the pressure of minting and years of circulation. The lettering must remain legible. The image must be balanced with the denomination and other national information. Coin designers therefore combine artistic skill with technical precision. The portrait of Cervantes is particularly appropriate for Spain because literature is a major part of the country's global cultural influence. Spain is associated with a rich literary tradition that includes poetry, drama, novels, and historical writing. Cervantes stands at the center of this tradition because of the international importance of Don Quixote. His presence on the coin makes literature visible in everyday life. The coin can also be understood as a form of public education. Not everyone who sees the portrait will immediately know who Cervantes was. The coin may encourage curiosity. A person may ask why the image appears on the money and then discover the history of Don Quixote. In this way, currency can introduce people to national heritage. The coin becomes a small educational object. The 50-cent denomination is also interesting because it occupies a middle position in the euro system. It is large enough to be visually distinctive but still common in daily transactions. The coin can be used for small purchases, vending machines, transportation, and change the next top.